Good morning. So I'm going to demo Pigeon this morning. It's a very misunderstood pose. It's a strength building pose. It is not a relaxation pose. This is why I can't take a lot of flow classes, because teachers do not understand that Pigeon is a back bend. This is not Pigeon. This is resting Pigeon, but there's no such thing as resting Pigeon. That doesn't do anything for you. If you're going to yoga class, you want to be strengthening. You always want to be engaged in your yoga poses. No lazy yoga poses, because flexibility without strength over time leads to injury. So this is how we do Pigeon. Or we do it like this, or like this, depending on your body and your level of movement. So my point is, you want to do it like this rather than this. Okay, this isn't really doing anything for you except for making you lazy. I don't know. But this is the pose, and it's a very strength building pose, and it's hard to do. And this is Pigeon. This is the beginning of Pigeon. You want to stay in this. And then, if you can, go all the way down and keep your hips level, and that I'm not bringing my hip back. My hips are still on the same front facing plane. I don't have one hip lower than the other. They're both facing forward. So I can bring my leg to the floor and reach around and begin the back bend part of Pigeon. This takes a while to work up towards, like maybe a year, maybe 2 years of doing this first to build the strength in your thighs. If you want strong legs, this is what you want to be doing. You can start on a block, like I said, but you want to be doing this pose. Go as high up as you need to, and you may put a blanket under your knee if you need to. That's what props are for, to bring the floor to you. And do this for as long as you need to. And you want to try and keep your leg as parallel to the front of the mat as you can. You get that inward rotation of your upper thigh and maintaining it while you're doing this, even though it is rotating outwards. You're still maintaining the action of the inward rotation. And then you do the other side. And you do it by trying to keep your leg level as you can. It's not always possible to keep it fully level, especially at first. So you do what you can. Move the block to the other side, keeping your hips level. And I mean that not so that one hip isn't further back, but they're both up front facing. And you go up as high as you need to get that action. This is good. This is strengthening. It's much better than lazy. This is why we're here, to become stronger. It's all about the strength. And then you can get deeper into it as you do it. I mean, over time, not in the same day like I just did. This is from years and years and years of me doing this. I like to get at least 5 breaths in each pose. A pose does not begin until you want to get out of it. So yeah, most vinyasa classes, in my opinion, you're not even doing a full pose. You can never get into the full pose without moving to the next one. It's not about that erratic, fast movement. If you want to do aerobics, do aerobics. Strength building is where you're going to get the most for your body, most benefit for your body. Eventually you will work to the floor. Maybe after a month, maybe after 6 months, maybe after a year, maybe after 2 years. Honor your body and where it is. That's what the practice is. It's not about finalizing a pose. It's never about just finalizing a pose. It's just like, that's like making death the goal of life. The final pose is the death of the pose. Because once you're done with it, you're done with it. It's about the process of the pose, just like life, the process of life. It's where you find all the joy. You find the courage to continue to do more because you're strong enough to keep going, keep doing this. Stamina, strength, it builds you as a person, your character. And coming out of the pose is just as important as going into it. So you engage this back foot and pull your leg through, coming into downward facing dog. To finish off the pose. And that's it. Thank you for my pigeon demo, you guys. Hope you enjoyed.